Good morning, students. This is Mrs. Klein from the library, and I'm coming to you today to talk to you about everything you need to know about copyright. Sometimes you might ask, what is copyright infringement? Or you might ask, what can I use from the internet when I'm doing my research? You might even ask, how do I even know what I can use in my research? So today, that's what we're here to talk about, everything to do with copyright. Let's start with, what does copyright mean? According to the Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English, copyright is the legal right to be the only producer or seller of a book, play, film, or record for a very specific length of time. After that specific length of time has expired, then it becomes public domain. So where did copyright even come from? Did you know that way back when our founding fathers were busy writing the Constitution, they were aware of the importance of protecting the work of creators and made a point to add it into the Constitution? That's right. You can actually find copyright laws as a part of the United States Constitution. They can be found in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8. The founding fathers created these laws not only to protect a creator's rights, but they also encourage others to develop new ideas and inventions. So what is copyright? Well, let's ask ourselves. Have you ever drawn a picture or taken a photo? Have you ever created a song with original lyrics? What about written a story or a poem? If you said yes to any of these, then you are a copyright holder. That means you hold the rights to your creations, which means anyone who wants to use your work must get your permission before doing so. Now that we know what copyright is, let's talk about copyright infringement. Copyright infringement is when someone violates exclusive rights of the copyrighted materials without permission from the original author. The person who is infringing on the copyrighted materials might be doing so to make a profit, which means they intend to sell it. Copyright infringement is different from plagiarism because there are legal consequences if caught, in addition to what could happen to your reputation. Let's talk about some examples of copyright infringement. Let's think. Maybe your mom buys a movie from Amazon Prime Video for you to watch. You decide to download that movie and make copies for your friends. You don't charge them. Although you don't make a profit, this is still copying someone else's work without their permission and distributing it also. That is copyright infringement. Here's another example of copyright infringement. We have an author, Bruce Hale, coming to our school to read to us and do an assembly. We're very excited. You decide to check out the book, Clark the Shark, and you make copies of that book and you sell it to your friends that are going to a different school. This is copyright infringement because you are making copies of someone else's work without their permission and for a profit. However, there's always an exception to the rule. There are times that you can use copyrighted materials without authorization. This is called the fair use doctrine. This allows for unauthorized usage of copyrighted materials in specific instances. Let's look at some of those instances. Fair use would be okay in an educational setting. An educational setting can include a classroom. It can include face-to-face instructions. It can also include nonprofit educational institutions. Another time that it would be okay to use copyrighted materials would be during research. Let's say you're interested in furthering or improving on somebody else's research. That would be a time you could use copyrighted materials. However, you must remember to cite your sources. No matter where you get your information, we need to know that you are citing the information from an original author. Another time that you would be able to use copyrighted materials would be during news reporting. Let's say you're quoting and reprinting something to inform the public of recent events. That would be a time that you would be able to do it and the fair use doctrine would protect you. But again, always cite your sources. Remember, where did you get that information? Make sure you include that in your citations. Now, let's think about what can I actually use on the internet for my research? Remember, just because it's on the open web, it does not mean that you can use it. Always check that the material is part of public domain. And remember, always cite those sources. So what images can you use for school projects? If you're looking for an image or video to use in your school project, follow these steps to make sure that you are under the fair use doctrine and you won't have problems with copyright infringement. Here's an example. Let's say you're trying to Google an image or video for a school project. Your teacher assigns a project about predators found in the ocean, and you decide on sharks as your predator. You want to include images and videos to enhance that project, so you Google sharks. Take the following steps to ensure you are not in danger of copyright infringement. Step 1. Click on the image or video words. Once you type shark in the search bar and you get your results, click on images or videos. This can be found right under the search bar, and it'll take out all the other things that you're not looking for, like news, or even more things like different videos that are not included in your search. Step 2. Click on the Tool button. Once you click on image or video, click on the Tool button located under the search bar. It's on the right side. After you click on this, more options should pop up, including the usage rights for those images. Step 3. Click on Labeled for Non-Commercial Reuse. After you click on the drop-down menu for the usage rights, find and click on the Labeled for Non-Commercial Reuse option. It's often the last option. These are images that you can use in your project without having to worry about copyright infringement. Step 4. Find the image or video that's best for you and your project. Double check to make sure you're still in the images for non-commercial reuse. Once you find that image or video that you want, you're able to copy and paste it into your project. But remember, always cite your sources. That includes videos or images. So I know that we didn't take those images. I didn't take a picture of that shark that I'm looking at right now. So we got to make sure that we tell all of our readers where we got that information, even if it's off of Google. If you need more information on copyright infringement, or fair use, don't hesitate to come into the library and talk to me. I would love to find some more information about these tricky situations or these tricky subjects that we can run into. If Mrs. Klein is not in the library on the day that you want to go in, please try to check out the websites and the links that I have included in our video. And as you can see, Mrs. Klein is not a very creative or artistic person, so I included my citations for all of the clip art and images that I used in this video. So remember, if you ever need any help, don't hesitate to ask. Come on into the library, and we would love to make sure that you are not in any danger of copyright infringement. Thank you. Have a good day.